Am I right in assuming that the total budget amount for this project is $3.5 million?
That is the figure that we had originally arrived at. We have raised $3.268 million at this point.
In pledges?
These are pledges. Not all of them, but about two-thirds, between two-thirds and three-quarters of them are pledges that only is money that only goes into the Doris Duke Monument Foundation coffers if the City Council votes in favor of it. Otherwise, it goes back to the foundations and trusts that have offered it to us.
The second part of the question, what are the budget allocation amounts? Can you give us that?
Well, we're working on that right now because when we gave you the original concept back in May, there wasn't, there's not too much point in putting together a really tight budget, construction budget, which is a costly item in and of itself, for something that is purely a concept. Jim Farrar is now working on a budget for us, which we expect will be ready by the end of the week. We should be able to report on that a little better by Friday. One of the interesting things about this project is that usually a project starts at a certain size and then it gets bigger and bigger as you decide you want to add more and more appurtenances and accessories to it. This one has actually gotten a little smaller, and our budget was taking into account that the budget would follow the normal route where it got a little bigger, and instead it's gotten a little smaller. The foundations are smaller, the construction bill will be smaller, the lighting bill will be smaller, and any money that's left over from the construction budget, which we now envision there will be some, will go into making the endowment a stronger and more robust endowment. One of the misconceptions that's come out is that somehow NRF is going to be making a lot of money on this project. The Doris Duke Monument Foundation is a completely separate institution that has no payroll. The NRF gives it staff and will continue to in the future. But any money that's given to this project goes straight to DDMF. It does not go into any NRF bank account.
The third part of the question, Mr. Roos, is how much has already been allocated or spent on this project? And to whom do you know?
I cannot answer that question for you right now because I haven't checked in a couple of months. The original grant that the NRF made to the DDMF was from our own money. We had a small undedicated fund that we could put towards this, and we put $500,000 towards it. We're way under that at this point. We've paid some money for design fees. We have paid money for a small website that was done for us at a very reasonable price. And we've had some overhead costs, but that's about it. It's not a huge amount at this point. And there's various engineering and drawing fees and so forth and so on that have also been paid. So,
thank you, Mr. Roos.
if you ask me that question next week, I might be able to answer it a little better. But to a certain extent, this is a gift. So, but the budget is that's what's going on with the money right now.
I'll ask it next Wednesday.